Welcome back to another episode of Rap Reviews, where we discuss a different hip-hop track every week and annotate the lyrics, give it a little review at the end.
That we do.
For your listening pleasure. I am K-Rock.
I'm Chris Cross.
I'm Ray Doan.
Big Al.
Ray Doan, that's a new one.
Yep. Trying to always think of a new one. Don't always get to do it, but today I did.
Nice, little slipped in there.
Or Ray Dome.
Kind of like a reference to prominent Sydney artist Ken Dome.
Ooh. Oh, that's obscure. Friend was
bit.
showing me a bit of Ken Dome the other day.
I don't know if I rate his. Don't know if I rate his art.
Looks
but
like
I
a
guess
child wrote it.
Yeah. All art is subjective, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
What track are you doing?
I am doing Black Balloons by Denzel Curry off the album he released this year called Taboo, which is stylized. The B is not a B, indeed it's a 13.
Okay.
Lucky for some.
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll delve straight into the chorus, which is sung by himself and 1211. 1211?
Sound like a New Zealander there,
New Zealand.
Sounds like a 12-11 fish.
12. I'll try and read all the lyrics in a New Zealand accent.
Oh, dude.
Hot punk, Valentine red, black balloons over my head.
Almost got there.
Almost. I'm going to stop with that.
Yeah.
This might be a bit much to get to.
Let it float, 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 let it float by me.
Because I know this song has some sort of reference to Pennywise the clown. So do the balloons have like? Because I know in the I've never read the book but
Same.
from the movie he's like the clown. It's Pennywise, yeah. He always has the balloons. Is it kind of like a reference to that and like something dark or?
I think so. Like whenever a character sees Pennywise in the movie holding the balloons, it means that Pennywise is like looking at them. So it could like allude to Denzel's paranoia, which he has stated he made this album in like a really dark mental headspace.
So he doesn't trust a lot of people.
And also like you heard the expression where you put something into a pink balloon. Like you put all your frustrations and stuff into a balloon and you let it go. It's like a
You just let it go.
it's like it's like saying let it go, but you put it in the pink balloon. So maybe because it's a black balloon, is it?
Something dark.
Well, I was stewing on these three colors: hot pink, Valentine red, and black. And I came up with my own theory for this. So there's three balloons, right? And he released this album in three parts. The three parts were light, grey, and dark. So these three colors could be like an emphasis on those three parts. Like the hot pink is like an undeniably positive color. Like you associate the color pink with like
love and stuff like
love
that.
and
Like passion,
feminine kind of emotions, whereas red can be either seen as like a joyous triumphant color, like you see Santa Claus in red, or like the red carpet for movies. But then it can also, like grey, which teeters between black and white, has negative emotions as well, like danger, like stop signs.
Red's a hard one because it can mean like lust and violence as well.
Yeah.
It's ambiguous. And then you go black, which
It's not a colour.
We're not going to get into the physics of it.
It's actually a shade. Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran, did you know that black's a shade?
I don't care. Anyway, moving on. Black is like undeniably associated with the malevolent forces. Well, this is according to the Wikipedia articles that I read on the three colours.
Yeah.
It's associated with, like, you wear black to a funeral.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, associated with evil.
Okay.
And to look thinner.
Yeah, so I think that really? I thought that was stripes.
No,
No.
black is slimming.
I think it's both.
Well, no, apparently horizontal
Stripes.
the stripes make you look bigger.
Oh, it's
But then vertical
it's
stripes make you look thinner.
Yeah.
So you want vertical black stripes and you're looking trim.
You're looking good. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to diet. And just pick a better wardrobe.
Just dress like you have a shift at Foot Locker and you're fine.
or like you're a referee.
Yeah.
This might be a bit mean, but next time you see a fat person wearing, vertical stripes with the black, you should just walk by and say, "Looking good."
I see what you're doing there. You continue doing that.
Don't worry.
It's totally
No one
working for
knows.
you. Just
Only I know the secret between me and you. But anyway, that's my theory that the three colors represent the three parts of the album.
yeah,
he
that makes
released.
sense. That makes sense.
Cool.
You look like you're about to say something there, Alan.
No, nothing. Just
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on then. We go into verse 1. Inside this paper plane, note my words in navy sealed. So here, and I quote, Taboo and I are in the same boat.
Is that another Pennywise reference? Because it's like the paper boat in the scene where the kid lets the boat go and Pennywise. I don't know.
I think it is. I think
Okay.
it could be like a meaning towards, like, again referring to the movie It,
Yeah.
but also like a paper plane with his words in it, like his scribbles, and it's like navy
Okay,
sealed.
yeah,
Like he keeps a tight lid on it until he opens it up
It's
to
a
the
bit of
public.
it could be a bit of a double meaning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he says that like him and Taboo are in the same boat. So like
Yeah.
something taboo is like socially unacceptable.
The norm, not the norm.
Yeah. So he considers themselves to be similar in that regard.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
What's said from Pennywise, I guess we all float. Sky is the limit, I could die in a minute. Got my mind in a skillet, suicide not a mission.
Is he saying like he could die in a minute, as in like that's not really like a big deal to him, pretty much? Like, and again, he makes that obvious reference to Pennywise again. That's sort of dark.
Do
so-
you think he was a fan of the film that came out?
Oh, for sure. Like, I guess we all float is a quote from Pennywise.
Yeah.
And I guess like that could mean literally, I guess we all float, like Pennywise will kill you and you'll be floating through the sewers with him.
Yeah.
Or like when Pennywise kills you, your like body, mind and consciousness is in a kind of limbo that he then presides over and controls.
Okay.
Okay.
So he did like the book and movie.
Absolutely. Big fan. Stephen King aficionado. See the vibe, very timid. I'm timid and very sad. Translated my thoughts and feelings. I pivot into the pad.
Okay, so he uses writing as a way of dealing with problems in his life.
It's
Getting this
interesting that
right.
he sees himself as a timid person, considering his biggest song is called Ultimate, where he talks about how great he is.
Yeah, I guess like it helps him to overcome his shyness.
It's cathartic for him.
He like pivots from his words in like writing form to rap form. Rapers turn to landscapers when they use hoes. Hoes turn to housewives when they see golds.
Is it like hoe as in like a whore, but like hoe as in like what landscapers use in the garden?
The rake.
Yeah, referring to a gardening object.
Oh,
Correcto.
okay. There we go.
And then like when housewives, or when these hoes see golds,
They become a gold digger.
Oh, it's a whole gold
Yeah.
digger thing. Okay.
yeah,
All
it's
right.
like they see the opportunity to make some money. You know, I'm just going to stop being a hoe and...
And what did he say about landscapers? Like
Rapers
rapers.
turn to landscapers when they see hoes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a pretty...
It's fucking
Pretty
dark.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he said rapers, and I was like, surely not. He said maybe rappers?
I thought it was rappers the whole time until I read the lyrics, and it's definitely 1P as opposed to 2.
So when you see like someone that you think is a hoe, some men turn to landscapers, which are rapists in disguise.
I don't think that all
No, he's just saying
landscapers
that
are
the
rapers.
tool that they use is called like a hoe.
Yeah, Lockie, I know you're a landscaper, a friend of mine, and if you're listening, I don't think you're a rapist. But I don't know. I just don't know anymore.
Well, look, Denzel says it. Must
I think
be
it's because
somewhat
they
true.
like use hose, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's
like,
it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's trying to be clever, but I don't know why he.
I don't think
had
it's a
to
very
use
good
the
line,
term
though.
rapers.
No.
I like the second line though.
Yeah, sure. But the first one, I just don't know if
Yeah.
it's necessary.
It's a bit too harsh on landscapers.
Yeah.
Just in people in general.
Ice Cube with activator when I'm aggravated, or decapitated when I lose my head since life is overrated. Do you know what a activator refers to in this sense?
Nope.
A curl activator.
Oh,
So
as
you-
in the Jerry curls that Ice Cube used to have.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's when the Morris Day time in the 80s when everyone wanted that print style.
It was the style, man.
That was
It
the
was
style.
hot.
Real-
Hot fashion.
Real West Coast style, apparently. They didn't do that in the East Coast.
So he's like saying that he wants to be like Cube during his glory days because Cube is known as like the aggressive rapper in NWA.
Yeah. One of the best of all time.
2,000 feet, 1,000 steps, a literal sink to 1,000 depths. Soon, black balloons pop. Let it be the day the pain stop.
That sounds super dark.
Yeah, this guy's like emo rap, isn't it?
Sad rap.
Sad rap.
Yeah. Isn't he talking about like ending it all?
I think he's more referring to like his pain is kind of represented in this black balloon, and he's
Okay.
hoping that when this balloon pops, that'll be the day his pain stops.
Yeah, but is that through suicide or just
Yeah.
going to see a psychiatrist?
Oh, we don't know. Maybe it could pop out of just natural causes. Maybe, you know, being a successful rapper with a shitload of money is enough to get him out of this downward spiral.
You'd hope so, yeah.
Denzel, if you're listening, we're here for you, man.
Yeah, just throw us a couple of $100,000 and we'll hang out with you.
Or, you know, come on the show and give us a bit of a plug.
Oh,
Whatever.
Denzel, I didn't mean that. We can hang out. You don't have to give me money. Like,
Yeah, you're always about the fucking money.
Yeah,
Rick.
man. You've bring that up
listen
a
too
few
much.
times.
Listen too much rap these days, man.
You're all
Like,
about the business, you know? That's why you said that time that you would rather open up, what was it? Like a fruit and vegetable store instead of
it's not. Yeah,
instead of having a successful rap album?
I'm pretty sure that's on an episode we haven't released to the public yet.
And
But
also
yeah,
the-
Oh, really?
in a nutshell, Romano would prefer to open a fruit and veg store than become a world-famous rapper.
No, I'm pretty sure you just said veg store.
No,
Like, it didn't
'cause-
even sell fruit. that was a bit. That was the most messed up.
I
bit.
draw the line at pears.
one, that episode recorded terribly, so I don't think we'll ever be able to release it. And two, you guys said that I could only have a successful debut rap album, or have a nice fruit and meat store. I think it was.
fruit and meat.
No, I prefer the story where there's no conditions to it.
And I chose the deli because I saw more longevity in it.
Yeah, okay.
And you guys couldn't fucking get your heads around that.
Well, he wanted to be fiscally responsible.
Yeah. And you know what I was saying about Denzel before?
You honestly wouldn't want to have like a debut.
I mean, I'd go for the debut
the reason,
album.
yeah, exactly,
Sure.
because you guys are idiots. You go like,
But then
oh,
you could
yeah,
use
like,
could use the money from that successful debut album to
I'm
open
saying-
your
I don't
like
think it would be that
veg
hard.
store.
Yeah,
Dude,
I don't
I-
think it would be that hard to
Dudes-
open up a fruit and
dudes,
veg store.
in this climate of like Amazon taking over the fucking retail worlds. Yeah, it
but I
would
feel
be
like
hard to
I
open
feel
a
like
veg
that's
store.
more reasonable to get to that than it is to have
you
a.
guys just
album.
don't understand.
You know what, dude?
rap
I
like
would
do.
buy you out with my rap money music, and you know what? I'd make more money because I sell fruit as well.
No, don't. You've got
And maybe some cold mates.
Who's gonna
Yeah,
who are you gonna
cold
buy
red
fruit from? The successful rapper or the guy that chose fruit over an album?
No,
Like,
you guys said debut album. You don't know how hard it is in hip hop history. Everyone's first album's like nearly always their best, and then it's hard to follow that up. I'm talking like I don't think I can follow it up.
But I
I'm
wouldn't.
taking
I
that
wouldn't
easy
follow it
money,
up though.
son.
You do the first album instead of following it up. You start a fruit and veg store to beat your vegetable store.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I thought about it afterwards. Yeah, I do the debut album. I get that money, and then I use that money and invest into the fruit and veg store. I thought of that like weeks later. You're
just-
right. That's the play by play. That's the real way.
You're
of
not
doing it.
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
ambitious enough, Romano. Have
I'm
more
not.
faith in
That's
yourself.
why I'm
you
not a
could
ra-
you
that's
could
why I do a
release an
podcast,
awesome
guys.
sophomore.
I'm podcast ambitious. That's like this is my ambition. Yeah.
Are we even that ambitious?
I wanted to be a director when I was 6, and now I'm doing a podcast, guys. Get off my back.
This is a serious plea for help, listeners.
I'm putting it in the black balloon right now.
All right, it's our job to pop this, guys.
Yeah.
All right, then it goes. Sorry to just completely
Roast fest.
shug off your ideas.
Sorry, man.
We go to the chorus, and then we go into verse 2, which is sung by another prominent hip hop artist called Goldlink. Have you guys ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard about
I've-
that.
yep.
Yeah.
Heaven or hell, ha? Which one prevails, ha? We got to go figure it out.
Is he just talking? I don't know, like good against evil, like happiness against sadness. I don't know.
I think that's the general gist.
Like we got to discover what makes us happy and what doesn't. Like, yeah.
I was like thinking about this line for a little while, which is I know is always dangerous when you
Yeah.
overthink things,
It's
but
bad for your complexion.
should I just stop there, not go into it.
You get stress.
Nah, go on.
Stress marks. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like he refers to Pennywise. Well, it's not Goldlink that refers to Pennywise. It's Denzel that refers to Pennywise, and like being in this floating state where you're kind of in limbo, and like maybe Goldlink is making a reference to currently we're in this limbo state, and are we going to go to heaven? Are we going to go to hell? Is Earth purgatory?
Ooh.
Okay.
Spooky.
But think about it. Is Earth purgatory?
I don't think so.
No, it's actually not.
Where's your evidence?
Well, you don't need evidence. Like purgatory is a term that was made up
By humans.
by humans.
Yeah, on Earth.
To mean a place that is not Earth.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think I love when you think too much into stuff.
Yeah.
I think we get some of the best stuff out of it.
Yeah.
And that one, I love it.
And
It,
then-
it creates
but-
a discussion.
Yeah.
It's
But
But
you're
like-
wrong. You're fucking really wrong. It's dumb.
But like, if Denzel Curry is a Christian, his belief in purgatory might be different, right, from what our views in purgatory are.
No, because like purgatory is a term that's made up by Christians.
Sure, but some people like believe that purgatory is like the middle ground between heaven and hell.
But yeah, which it is, but it's not Earth.
Yeah.
I agree with
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
But like I'm saying, like different from his, it's like
Yeah.
there's still like a middle ground there.
Denzel's wrong, man. Denzel's wrong.
Goldlink's wrong.
Oh, Goldlink.
Yeah, it's Goldlink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's probably like very little chance that Goldlink would have like gone up to Denzel and been like, "Hey, you know that line with Pennywise and the thing about floating? You know, maybe I'm going to extrapolate on that and
Hey, they could have.
plant a little seed in the viewers. Maybe one listener will.
Bit of back and forth, like a bit of Tribe Called Quest,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think they did, but
Yeah, probably not.
yeah, I don't know.
What any rappers out there want to get to us about how does the whole feature thing work? Like,
I'd be interested to know that as well.
yeah, that's
That'd be
one. Maybe
interesting.
one day if this show gets big enough, we could interview people because that's the one thing I really want to know. Like, how does it work? Do you invite someone? Do you ask them? Is it a bit of both? Do you lay the track down and then rap on
It's
it? Do you rap
probably-
and then lay the
It's
track?
probably a mixture of
Either-
everything. wouldn't you think?
Either they're mates and they hang out and they're like, "Hey, you want to rap on my track?" Or they've got agents who are like, "Hey, I know this prolific artist who you
Yeah.
should feature on."
It's like getting
And
Kendrick
they probably send them
Lamar
the
in an album.
And they
these
probably
days,
send
what
them
you
the
do.
song and be like, "Can you rap? Like, do you have something for this?"
Yeah,
And then- yeah.
they'll be like, "Sure,
Fuck.
I'll spit some bars."
Because I reckon there'll be heaps of incidences where rappers have contacted other rappers, sent something, the rappers rapped on it, sent it back, and then that rapper's been like, "Nah." it's
Well,
not
you know,
that
actually,
good."
when I was researching for the What, Biggie Smalls felt that Method Man's verses were better than his, so he actually rewrote a lot of them.
It's a real compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And
like
the-
Method Man rewrote.
No, Biggie rewrote his
His
verses
parts.
because he thought that on the original recording, Meth sounded like way too good, like a lot better, like out
So
of
he
Yeah.
set the bar too high for,
yeah, and it made him
for Biggie.
Biggie feel a little bit self-conscious.
That's a
which is-
compliment, yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Right?
Biggie felt small.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a dad joke.
Oh, that's bad.
You in that Puerto Rico shirt can go fuck yourself.
For anyone who can't see, which is everyone, I'm wearing a real daggy tourist Puerto Rico shirt.
It's a great show, though.
Also,
I
back
love
to the actual lyrics. Maybe he's saying like, humanity, are we going to heaven or are we going to hell? Like, are we doomed?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah, that's another thing. And also, we're not recorded artists, so I don't think we can really comment on how
No.
artists meet one another and collab.
No, but I'm interested to know if anyone wants to
Mm.
hit us up.
For sure. I tried to tell you that this life isn't it, and I just want to be the rightest I can be. Show my son to think so he can fly as high as me. Always show example how they kill niggas like me.
He wants to raise his son right, and then with the I don't know, the aspirations to do whatever he wants to do.
Mm. But then he's like saying, and he gives examples of how they kill black people, which could be like a reference to, you know, unarmed, like, or the spate of unarmed shootings that have happened in the States, to say like veer away from a life which might get you into that and instead go down a path that's going to prevent you from getting shot, which might be easier said than done.
Some of those kids were shot for just running because they got scared from the police.
Yeah, for zero reason.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
Thinking straight as me, but call me crazy. Sun is my attitude, so I'm cool like Jay-Z. Underlay, my intelligence for threes.
My intelligence for threes. What's that referring to?
I honestly have no idea. There's no annotation on this, and I couldn't think of anything.
I can tell you, I haven't. Have you guys ever heard the expression for threes?
No, man.
I haven't.
No.
Alan?
Alan, researcher, any thoughts?
He's
Get
researching.
into that.
Well, there's like a whole thing about like the 3 kinds of intelligence you need to succeed, but I think this is kind of more of those like self-help kind of things.
Or maybe he has all 3.
Maybe, yeah.
He's like a meta being.
Underlay my intelligence for 3s. Who knows? Anyway, well, actually, the next 3 lines, he starts with the same 2 words, which is cancel me. So he says, cancel me like I ain't the king of DC. Cancel me like I ain't the number 1 G. Cancel me like you don't like Dance on Me. Dance on Me being
That's
one of his prominent
songs.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said on delay 3 times.
He says underlay twice. Underlay.
Damn it.
Which for our non-Spanish speaking compadres,
Means
Chris.
Hurry up.
Pretty much just means like hurry up, like come on,
Mm,
like yeah. The King of DC thing,
Yep.
because he's from Washington DC, right?
He is a native of Washington,
Gold
D.C.
Link, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so cancel me if you don't agree with me. Fuck off. Like stop listening, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's like challenging people. They're like, go on, cancel me. See what happens to your ratings.
Yeah.
Quickly, they forgot how you change on all these lies. You flashing all these lights and you saving these kids' lives.
Is he talking about other rappers there?
Was he talking about the cops like flashing lights and?
I think he's referring to like himself and his music.
Okay, I was way
like
off.
his flashing lights in his show, and like kids are listening to his words. He believes himself to be the realist, and I think he's actually gone on record and said like, I'm the only person who's rapping about how the real Washington DC is, because Washington DC used to be like super black. It used to be called Chocolate City.
Yeah.
And since like, I guess the prominence of Capitol Hill and like gentrification of its neighborhoods, it's become like super white, and it's kind of like eroded the music scene that used to exist in DC.
Yeah.
And Goldlink sees himself, I guess, as a kind of savior of the scene.
Okay, well, as is many other rappers from Washington, I can't really think of any off the top of my...
There's a lot of punk bands from Washington.
I'm talking rappers, Alan. Talking rappers.
They come from the same kind of neighborhoods, though, so I think they kind of count.
Like Bad Brains? Are Bad Brains
Bad
from
Brains are
Washington,
from
DC?
Washington. Dead Kennedys from Washington, I think. There's a few more. Minor Threat might be from Washington.
Oh, I see what you mean, like the anti-establishment kind of
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They are one and the same. Yeah, that's interesting.
And they hate you because you're right. Give me hell then, shit. Take your turn to fire and to pitchfork, bitch.
Pitchfork.
Well, they're talking burning witches?
Yeah, well, I think that he's like saying, come on, bring it. You know,
Yeah.
now's your time to take it to me with your fire and your pitchfork.
You're going to start...
Like you're some angry mob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like come at me if you want.
Like a manhunt for him.
Yeah, there was like 0 annotation on that
Yeah.
verse.
Well, like, they go after Frankenstein with pitchforks, like the whole town goes after him. Maybe the same thing, like he's a monster and he needs to be stopped. Well, he's misunderstood, because Frankenstein, the monster
misunderstood.
is ultimately misunderstood.
Yeah, no, I like that one. Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Throw some props to Mary Shelley. Mary, if you're listening from heaven, I love your work. No, it's really hard to understand that one. Frankenstein, you guys read it?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I've seen the movie.
It's wordy. Yikes. Anyway.
How long are we talking?
Oh, no, I'm just saying the English in it is
Oh, right.
really old and,
Yeah.
like uses words that never get used anymore.
Mm.
You need to read it with a dictionary.
Yeah, I felt like I had to do that with On the Road by Jet Kerouac.
For sure. I stopped reading it because of that reason.
It's pretty hard to follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. But anyway, we're not doing a book review right now.
No. Well, that's his verse. They go back to the chorus, and then they go into the outro, which is like this radio segment where you've got like a presenter and then Denzel talking back to him. So it goes, tonight on 102.1, it's Denny Ketchup and your game, you're running out of time. Someone is really trying to hurt me. It's not enough. It's not enough you had to come to us out here in the middle of the night. What exactly are you trying to hide, Mr. Curry?
Well, you really went into that. That was good.
I felt like I had to.
No, yeah.
I couldn't really pause and be like, let's start annotating. Thought I'd just read it all out.
Yeah, nice.
That reminds me of like the Biggie Smalls fake radio segment. What's the song? Give me the loot. Is it Give Me the Loot?
Off Ready to Die?
Huh?
Off Ready to Die?
Yeah, when they go like about the DJ. Fuck.
Well, according to a Genius user, Denny Cascade is an alter ego of Denzel, and apparently, like, he'd set a release date for late 2017, and when he missed that, maybe this is on his internal monologue being like, "Are you ever going to fucking release this? Like, come on, you didn't meet our expectations." And so hence why he's asking, like, "Are you really making an album? You're running out of time."
Oh, but also maybe that could be like his managers and record executives and stuff.
Yeah, putting pressure on him to
to
get the album out.
Get something out.
It's a corker album. Have you listened to it?
No, I haven't, to be honest with you.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah?
Mm.
I will. I quill.
And that's the song, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
So,
nice.
should we give it some
Yeah, give it some BPMs. What do you think?
BPMs? This is one of my favorite tracks off the album. I'm going to give it a 410. It didn't quite stack up. Like, it sounds really cool, but lyrically, I think Denzel's verse is cool. Goldlink's confuses the fuck out of me. I like his references to Pennywise and It and Stephen King in general. Big fan of horror, so yeah,
Okay.
410.
I'd probably give it 350. Like, it's all right. It didn't blow my mind. I sort of, like you say, sort of like the dark references to Pennywise. You don't really get like rappers referencing horrors and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting, but yeah, it just didn't really blow me away. So, but it's all right. I'm gonna give it.
I swear you say that every time. It didn't blow me away.
But yeah, I mean, very rarely. I don't know.
Start thinking of new quips, Chris.
But that's the
That's
best way I can explain it. Like,
No,
it's
that's fair. I'm
It
just-
didn't meet my expectations
It
of what
didn't.
rap is about.
it didn't. So 350 for me.
I was going to give it a 350 as well.
You
Okay.
never give it rounded numbers.
You're right. I'll give it a 351.
Oh, nice.
Go higher than lower. I thought it was fun. A little bit short. Didn't really understand all of it. And I'm not sure about the rapist landscape or line.
Yeah,
But-
I don't quite get that either.
But I'm sure when you hear the whole package together, it's great.
Mm.
I'm not talking about me and Alan listened to it before.
Yeah, I'll give it a. What did you give it, Ray?
351.
350. I'll give it a 360. Because like when we were listening to it earlier, like I did like the song.
It is a bop.
Yeah, I did like the song, but like lyrically, I didn't think it was anything special. It's like fine, it's good, but like again, it's fine.
And this is one of probably the more cheerful songs off the album. I could have delved into like Clout Cobain, which he talks about suicide and thoughts he's had towards that. But
Yeah.
I chose to keep it somewhat light for this episode.
It's become a real popular thing in rap, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, like rappers kind of like play on this sadness. Instead of bragging about like money and girls, it's like I'm going to brag on how anxious and depressed I am.
You know what?
Play on
I
the mood as
honestly,
people.
I honestly think Biggie Smalls started that with suicidal thoughts.
Maybe the
It's
inspiration
on
behind
Ready
it
to
all.
Die.
Yeah.
It's a very dark song that, all about like depression and suicide.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's he started it,
Yeah,
or maybe emo rappers, emo rock. Oh, fucking hell,
Emo,
so
just
shit.
emo.
emo. Cut it, emo. Cut it. Cut it. So tight.
Cut it as in like, what are we
Jason-
cutting here?
Jason, just cut it.
Jason,
cut.
Jason, cut the whole fucking thing.
Bye.